Hey, what's up? It's Sugar from Soundkandy Studio. Today I'm going to take a look at the IK Multimedia Tape Machine Collection. Right, so before we'll start, we'll take a look at the tape machines themselves, and then we'll follow that up by looking at the tape. So we'll do it in numerical order. We'll start with the tape machine 24, then we'll go to tape machine 80, then we'll go to tape machine 99, finally tape machine 440, and we'll take a look at the tape. So we have the 3M Scotch 250, the Ampex Grandmaster 456, then we have the Quantity GP9, then the Ampex Grandmaster 499. So let's go listen to this thing and see what it sounds like. Welcome back. Let's see what this thing sounds like. So a very quick thing on the overview of the tapes themselves. Right, so we'll do this once so we don't have to do it again. All four tapes have exactly the same type of UI. So they all have your input button, true stereo button, input button there. You have the transport modeling, which is simply the sound the tape is going to make as it travels across the head. They all have that. Reproduction button, they all have that. They all have the VU and your tape selector, which we spoke about earlier. Automatic calibration. Then you have your some settings for your high pass, low pass filters, tape bias and levels. Then you have your output on the end. Incidentally, there are two types of tape speeds across the selection of these four machines. Tape machine 24 and tape machine 80 both have 15 to 30 IPS. Tape machine 99 and tape machine 440 both go from 7.5 IPS to 15 IPS, so that's across the board on these ones. What we're going to do is we're going to test them on the default settings. We're not going to use any presets, and we'll start by testing the Tape Machine 24. As usual, if you really don't have some headphones, please get some headphones on or crank up your studio monitors. So let's get going. We're going to test this tape machine out, and we'll fly through some of the tapes and see what the tape sounds like, and very quickly we'll test it on various speeds. So we'll test both the 15 IPS and the 30 IPS. So let's start. Let's just click on the 250 and see what that sounds like. So grab your headphones, let's get going. So this is on the 250 tape. Now, bearing in mind, some of these changes are going to be very, very subtle, so you will need to listen very, very keenly. But we'll try to see what we can do and see if there is a real difference. Well, so what we're doing is we're starting on 30 IPS, which is my preferred speed. I like the faster speeds, and on my favorite tape, which is the Grandmaster 456. So let's start this again, and let's go back to 250, and we're going to change it to 15 IPS, which is slower than the 30 IPS, obviously. Let's start it again. So this is 15, let's try it again on 30 here. And let's go through the tapes as well now. And incidentally, that slight little crackle that you can hear, that is when I'm selecting through these, that's my old Mac Pro groaning under the weight of trying to do this. Let's just turn that one off for a second, and let's jump to the next tape machine. So this is tape machine 80. Let's see what that sounds like, and we will start. So we'll check again. We'll go to input, and we'll put this on, let's just say 8 dB. So that we're not cheating there. And let's start on the 256. So we'll change the tape there. and the output is on 0. Let's just try this again and see what this sounds like on this tape. And again, we're starting on 30 IPS. Let's try it on 15. Now, I can't tell. Let's just drop this back to 250. Now, I can't really tell, and if I'm being honest, I can't really tell. What I can say, and I'm not sure whether it's sort of some sort of cognitive bias, I do like tape 4, 5, 6. It's probably because I have one, and it's probably because I generally, if I'm recording analog, I will record at 30 IPS and on my favorite tape. Let's just try it here. We'll go to 15 and we'll start again on the 256. Okay, let's try the, let's turn this one off and let's try the Tape Machine 99 and see what that sounds like. So once again, we'll start on the higher speed. We'll start on 15 IPS and we will also make sure that we start on a 250 tape. Let's just engage that there. And actually what I will do is I'll leave it here in terms of where we are in the track so we can hear the vocals and see if we can hear a huge difference. Incidentally, we have left on our transport modeling and our true stereo just to make things easy, and we are on 8 dB. So I guess with these tapes, they're sold separately. So I'm guessing with these tapes, you can choose your preferred tape. That's what I'm guessing. There's probably no need to have all 4 of them, but that's what I'm guessing they're doing. They're saying choose your tape that you prefer to work on, and then take it from there. Let's carry on. Let's switch tapes. Now I can hear a difference there. Let's go to the GP9. I can hear a different there too. Let's slow the tape down. Definitely a massive difference there. I always say, personally for me, and I guess it depends on what you're doing, I think if you're doing something like that really lo-fi, no, maybe that's not even true, but certainly for me, I want the higher quality sound, but I'm guessing if you were doing something like lo-fi, certainly a slower tape speed would make a huge difference. I believe in the times when I was running at 7.5, it was because I'm doing a large session and I want to save the tape. Let's switch through this and let's go to the final tape. This is, in fact, let's just make sure we turn this one off before we move on. And let's go to the 440, and let's have a look at the input. Let's put the input here on 8 dB, so we'll do that there. We will start on the 250 tape, and we'll start on the higher speed, 0 on the output, so leave that as is. And we'll carry on with our track from here. Let's make sure we turn it on, and let's see what it sounds like now. Now I can definitely hear a difference in this tape. Let's try this one. Now, what you will notice on this one, we are still on 8 dB, but it's not crushing into the red here. Let's just jump this back a little bit. It's not. Look at the VUs. So essentially, what we could do is we could push this up. So certainly we're getting less input on this particular tape. So this is the 440. We're getting less input on this one than we were on the previous one. Let's just go and check that, just in case it's my imagination. So we're on 8 dB here. Let's make sure this one's switched off. Yep. And let's try it again on here. Watch the VUs. Nah, actually that looks the same. Let's try it. Let's try it down here. So let's try it on the Tape Machine 24. Now that looks the same. Maybe it's just me. Let's just go back to the 440 and let's just do it there. So we're still on 8 dB and it's not crushing into the red as it was before. Now, as you can hear, when we jumped from the 499, you can hear a massive difference between the 499 and the quantity GP9. There is a big difference. Now, I can hear this on my headphones, so I'm sure you can too. Now, I guess with all of these things, it's just about personal preferences and what you like. What we should do before we round this up, let's just also drop this back into 7 IPS. So we're going to go slower and see what it sounds like here, and we'll flick through this. We'll go through the tapes again. Now, I guess it's harder to hear the real main differences on the slower speeds, but I can certainly pick them up on the faster speeds with my old ears. So I guess essentially with this pack, it's down to personal preference. What if I'm going to choose? Which one would I choose? Which would I really choose? Maybe the 80 or possibly the Tape Machine 24. Maybe one of those two I would choose, and it's probably because of the faster speeds. But again, it's down to personal preference. Now, if there's something that I missed or I didn't explain well, please do hit me up and tell me what it is. Also, tell me which is your favorite tape player, tape recorder. You can certainly go to the IK Multimedia website and download a demo of this and try it for yourself. As I said, the idea is not to go through all of these features because they're all the same, and certainly high pass and low pass. You kind of know what that sounds like anyway. The bias, you know what it sounds like because it's just when you're recording, and the level is for just when you're playing back. So there's no point going through that. A lot of people say, well, why didn't you try this and why didn't you try that? And there are very, very subtle differences between a lot of them, and I don't want to do a 25 and 30-minute video that people are going to complain about that it's too long. Right, so. Essentially, that's that. This is the IK Multimedia tape collection, and certainly there is a demo for this. You can download all of them and test them all out for yourself. What I would say about it is it's for some machines, it's quite memory intensive. So you heard me when I was clicking through the tape selection themselves, you had that tiny little spike. And that's because it's groaning under the weight of trying to load these through and play them very smoothly. However, on my old machine, this seems to work okay. It's not a massive game changer for me, and I did not go through the presets because you can do that yourself. But again, hit me up. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't like it. I personally like it. I think it's quite a nice collection of tapes, and tell me what you think. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.